Good evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Saturday, July 13, 2024. I am Jarrell O'Brien. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines, President Ali blasts engineers, contractors over substandard delayed works in Region 3. Procurement corruption. Framework on the way to computerize evaluation of contractors, PSC Chair. Home Affairs Minister calls for better treatment of citizens at police stations. Former national footballer grandson killed in SOESDYKE-LINDEN highway accident. And female motorcyclist crushed to death on East Coast Demerara Road. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that regional engineers and contractors came under the wrath of President Dr. Irfaan Ali this morning when he inspected lagging works in communities across Region 3. The head of state was accompanied by Public Works Minister Juan Edghill and Local Government Minister Sonia Parag during the engagements with residents of Ifluk and Metimir Zorg, West Coast Demerara, as well as Zeelucht on the east bank of Essequibo. Let's have a look at the head of state's interaction with residents at Zeelucht.
This when innovation not working. So one time a week you work it? Well, you don't need them. Well, if you write it to farmers, then use what the law says. People live in. If you have a contractor come on the job, only when I come out, you wrote the contractor, you wrote the superior, and what y'all do? What y'all do? What is the name of this company?
Yes.
No, you call the name. Innovation. Are you aware of a company named Innovation? So one full contractor, another contractor, some innovation takes the worker turn up one time every year. God fix this today. Imagine the government investing the money. And you got contractor. You live 1 year. That's why I like coming out with, no, I don't need all of the bad. If people walking that, they'll walk in that. That's why it's come out here unexpected, you know. The contractor not on site. Where is the engineer who's supervising this project? The engineer not here. So how the engineer not here, the contractor not on site. We expect. What do you expect? Where's the PS? You see what is happening? You all don't come out in the field?
So we're building a bridge and you don't have a bypass access?
Yeah, it's temporary. No, the bypass access doesn't matter right now. You see what is happening in front here? Where the engineer? What's the name of the contractor?
Pacific Development.
Yeah, make a note.
The original scope, Mr. President, was to do the bridge and this road in between and the approach over there.
Not on site and your engineer not on site.
The bridges is from an engineer central side.
But the condition?
No, you have an engineer as assigned.
Yes.
You're coming. There's an inspection engineer not on site and you don't see something wrong with that edge?
Yes, sir.
You say from the condition of people who want to go about month or how much land today and this bridge stand on up now.
If I was here, I would have been angry just like you. There are big community challenges here. The one I want this place cleared down. Right? Where's the local government? I want this place cleared down. Let's look at the concrete crossroad, the small section. Right? That's a small concrete thing. And I want to get one of the containerized to go to this area. And clear up the whole place and fill it.
Yes, that's right.
A national framework is currently being developed to computerize the evaluation of contractors countrywide as the Guyana government seeks to clamp down on and eliminate corruption in the public procurement system. Trishelle Sobers joins us with more.
Currently, contractors are required to inform the Evaluation Committee of the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board about ongoing projects and the percentage completed on those projects before they are awarded new contracts. However, this process is often compromised. But according to Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Kumar Singh, the new framework being developed will close loopholes being used by contractors to defraud the state. It will also standardize and strengthen the capability of MPATAB's Evaluation Committee to track ongoing infrastructure works, specifically the allocation of government contracts to entities.
So the platform will now allow us an opportunity to make sure that
awarding contracts is being awarded to contractors who have the requisite capacity to execute those projects, thus eliminating the perception that there is corruption in the long run. So the whole evaluation process is done in a very transparent manner, and it needs to take into consideration many factors on that particular contractor.
Singh, who made these comments during a recent episode of the Ghana Dialogues program, further disclosed that the framework will root out personnel in the system that bypass protocols for their own personal gain.
If you're being placed in a position where you need to manage a system and follow due process that is documented, and you fail to follow those process, and you use the system for your personal gain, I mean, it is clearly written on the wall. The government just needs to do what they have to do and hold those people accountable. If it means putting them in front of the court to face whatever action needs to be taken, from a private sector standpoint, we feel they need to do it.
As part of efforts to clamp down on corruption and strengthen the public procurement system, Vice President Dr. Bart Jagdeo announced that steps will be taken to combat collusion between family members who set up several companies to hog contracts. According to Jagdeo, the regional administrators across Guyana would be asked to investigate and to be knowledgeable of the company's owners before contracts are awarded. Moreover, Jagdeo added that the government will be asking contractors to declare their interests so their capability and capacity is known. Only last month, President Dr. Irfan Ali disclosed that some $3 billion in charges for liquidated damages have been instituted against contractors over delays in public projects across the country. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
A tragic accident that occurred on Friday afternoon at Kairuni along the SUBSTANDARD highway has claimed the lives of a well-known former national footballer and his young grandson. Dead are Carl Hunt, a 59-year-old resident of Rainbow City, Linden, and his 9-year-old grandson, Malik Roberts. Two of Hunt's other grandchildren, who were also in the vehicle, were injured. The accident occurred at about 17:25 hours when Hunt was driving a newly purchased car that still bore the trade plates. According to police investigations, a motor lorry was proceeding north along the western side of the highway, and the driver said that while in the vicinity of Kairuni, he noticed a car traveling in the opposite direction approaching at a fast rate of speed. The driver of the car allegedly lost control of the vehicle, and it ended up in the path of the motor lorry. The truck driver told investigators that he swerved to avoid a collision with the car, but due to the short distance between them, the car collided with the right side of his lorry. The force of the collision caused the car to flip multiple times before coming to a halt on the side of the highway. The occupants were removed from the wreckage and rushed to the Linden Hospital complex, where Hunt and his grandson were pronounced dead on arrival. A 10-year-old was treated and sent away, while a 12-year-old child was referred to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where she has been admitted for observation. Her condition is regarded as stable. Police say a notice of intended prosecution has been served on the truck driver, who remains in custody. Meanwhile, an East Coast Demerara woman was also killed on Friday after her motorcycle was hit by a motor lorry, which ended up running over her head. The dead woman has been identified as 52-year-old Limwati Lalji, called Saviti, of Lot 202, Phase 2, Good Hope Housing Scheme, East Coast Demerara. The accident occurred at about 14:23 hours on the Monrepo Railway Embankment Road. At the time, the lorry was being driven by a 28-year-old resident of Great Diamond, East Bank Demerara. Based on police reports, Lalji was driving a motorcycle proceeding west along the Monrepo Railway Embankment while the lorry was trailing behind her. However, the lorry attempted to overtake the motorcycle, and in the process, its left side tray hit the bike. As a result of the collision, the female motorcyclist was thrown on the roadway, and the lorry's left side rear wheels ran over her. The police have said that Lalji sustained crushed injuries to her head. The MT were summoned, and the woman was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigations are ongoing. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben has called for a transformative approach in the way police officers interact with the public. He is emphasizing the need for a more compassionate and respectful treatment of women, children, and all individuals who visit police stations to make reports. Luan McAllister joins us with the details.
In a recent address to ranks, Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben underscored the importance of creating a welcoming atmosphere within the Guyana Police Force.
We want that the investments that we're making in new buildings, in infrastructure, in equipment and all assets, that those have to be commensurate with the progress that we're making. And so I want to entreat you all today to keep focus on integrity, to keep focus on the questions of improvement, both at the personal and at the levels between your squaddies and under your command, and also for yourselves.
Minister Ben highlighted a significant shift in the role of the Guyana Police Force, noting that it is no longer perceived as an institution of oppression.
The Guyana Police Force is no longer the militia in the old days which was used to attack the people. The Guyana Police Force represents our people. You are our police. The things of service and protection which our people want to reduce the issues of crime and violence is what we expect of you.
This call to action comes amid efforts to improve public trust and cooperation with the police. Minister Ben stressed that the treatment of vulnerable groups such as women and children is paramount in fostering a positive relationship between the police and the community. The minister's appeal also follows several reports on social media from individuals claiming they were ill-treated by police officers when they visited police stations to make reports. These accounts have sparked public outcry and have highlighted the need for immediate reform in the conduct of police personnel.
This is what we need now, more than ever. More than ever. I've said again and I repeat, a religious thing. You are peacemakers. You are peacekeepers. You are peacemakers. The religious thing says, blessed are the peacemakers. In our society today, a multicultural, multi-ethnic society, in the villages, in the communities, even as we approach each other and how we speak to each other, how we treat women and children, how we treat people who come to the police stations. The police stations must be a welcoming environment for people.
Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
Coming up on the other side of the break, Minister Barrett demanding retraction, apology over libelous Facebook posts. Please stay tuned.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Calling all small to large scale businesses, the International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Oh, yeah.
Guys, I I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, Mima Decor, obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, yeah, I want to have a date now.
We can build on that.
Did you know that Gassie's Jet A1 fuel is a type of aviation fuel specially formulated for turbine engines? Jet A1 fuel is safer to handle and transport than any other fuel types due to its high flash point and low volatility. It also boasts a high energy content, enhancing aircraft performance and efficiency. So whether traveling for business or pleasure, choose Gaio's Jet A1 fuel for a safe, reliable, and efficient flight.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat is demanding a retraction and apology over a misleading Facebook post that claims he was detained by authorities in the United States. On Friday, seasoned journalist Enrico Wolford posted on his Facebook page that the minister was escorted and questioned by federal agents at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York upon his arrival there on Thursday evening. However, Barrett has denied the allegation, saying to this publication on Friday that he was neither detained nor interrogated. He further explained that he was on an emergency trip to New York to visit his father, who has been hospitalized, and was escorted by U.S. authorities to expedite his immigration clearance process. Consequently, the minister, through his lawyer, has since written Wolford demanding a full and public apology. The letter, which was sent by attorney Sanjeev Dattadin, informed Wolford that his account of what transpired is totally false and that his allegation and insinuation are utterly false and without merit. According to the lawyer, Wolford's libelous and defamatory publication was maliciously posted to deliberately cause damage to his client's reputation and character. The lawyer indicated to Wolford that he has to issue a clear, unqualified and unconditional apology and retraction in a form, manner and terms to be agreed on or before the 14th of July 2024 at 2 p.m. In addition to the apology, Dattadin is also seeking substantial compensation and reasonable legal costs on behalf of his client, given the gravity of the false allegations that were made. Guyana, which currently has a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council, is working with partner countries at the UN to draft a modern, legally binding cybercrime and cybersecurity convention that other countries can sign on to. Find out more in this report. During a recent sitting of the National Assembly, the Fugitive Offenders Amendment Bill was debated and passed. During those debates, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, in lending his support to the bill, linked it to the work being done at the international level to aid in the fight of transnational crime. A major transnational crime is cybercrime, and Minister Todd in his address noted the worrying incidence of this. He further spoke of the work being done by Guyana and others at the United Nations, where Guyana is a non-permanent member of the Security Council.
Because today's crimes have become increasingly international. Guyana cannot afford to be insular. We have to increase our interactions and programs with our bilateral partners, as well as to be part of the efforts of the international community. Guyana is part of the negotiations taking place at the United Nations to draft a modern, legally binding convention on cybercrime and cybersecurity.
He noted that cybercrime has not only increased in frequency but also complexity, hence the need for countries to come together on addressing the scourge.
This is to combat a crime that has taken on a most dangerous, complex, and intrusive character. Cybercrime incidents have increased in both frequency and severity and have extended beyond boundaries, affecting all nation states. Guyana will remain engaged in this process because we believe it is important to ensure that there is adequate and secure protection for online operations for work, research, commercial activities, and social interactions.
Guyana currently has a cybercrime bill which lays out the various cybercrime offenses and contains provisions for penalties, investigations, and prosecutions. According to the Cybercrime Act, if convicted on indictment for the first offense, a person can be imprisoned for 5 years. Meanwhile, convictions for second and third offenses can attract jail terms of 3 and 5 years and fines of $5 million and $10 million respectively. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News. A total of 45 Guyanese were on Friday awarded certificates after completing a heavy-duty equipment operation training program facilitated by the Ministry of Labor in collaboration with the Board of Industrial Training. Michael Henry reports.
A total of 45 trainees, comprised of 38 males and 9 females, were on Wednesday certified in heavy-duty equipment operation as the Labor Ministry, in collaboration with the Board of Industrial Training, conducted a graduation ceremony for the first batch of heavy-duty equipment operators at the Guyana Industrial Training Center in Berbice, Region 6. Delivering remarks at the ceremony was Labor Minister Joseph Hamilton, who highlighted that apart from certification, the ministry has established systems to provide persons with the necessary resources needed to get them employed into the local workforce.
We have with the police force a memorandum of understanding, so that in all our HDO programs, we want to ensure that outside of the certificate, all the people who graduate, they have a license to operate these equipment. We don't want you to be left out and you can't get a job that you really should have gotten.
Additionally, the minister applauded the females who completed the program. He further encouraged more females to take up positions in male-dominated fields.
And I'm talking to you women. There's no man walk and woman walk. Whatever work a man can do, you can do it, and sometimes far better than a man can do it.
Meanwhile, also speaking at the ceremony was Chief Executive Officer at BIT, Richard Morn, who encouraged graduates to continue expanding their horizons.
The training that you have received, I'm quite sure, would have inspired you to learn more. Am I wrong? To develop further. Don't let that desire die after you receive your certificate today. But keep pressing, keep looking for opportunity to develop yourself more and more.
Nearly 100 individuals have been trained in heavy-duty equipment operation in Georgetown this year. Only earlier this week, the second batch of heavy-duty equipment operators commenced training in areas such as equipment operation techniques, safety procedures, maintenance practices, and industry regulations. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
Region 6 East Berbice quarantine resident Johnny Walker celebrated his 102nd birthday on Friday. In this Andrew Carmichael report, Walker shares the secret to living for 100 years and advises what one should eat to live that long. Here is more.
Born on July 12, 1922, Johnny Walker Rudder, commonly called Johnny Walker, on Friday celebrated his 102nd birthday. Raised in the villages of Cothbrough and Mara on the east bank of Berbice, Walker spent his early years in those villages before moving to Islington, Greater New Amsterdam. He began his education at Cothbrough English School and later moved to Friends Primary, where he completed his schooling. He worked for most of his life as a sugarcane harvester. Johnny Walker found love with his wife, Colsum Rudder. The couple shared a life until her passing at the age of 69. The union produced 5 children. Walker subsequently remarried and his current wife is 95 and together they have 4 children. Walker says being 102 is special.
That's where I am. I don't feel that where I am I should feel so, because my age, when I think of my age, I question myself, what? 100 years? I didn't believe. Because my feelings is not all that bad. Because whether I can run, I can get up and here and run to on the road where I am now. And I'm sure a man my age can't even get up. But praise be to God.
The centenarian's youngest child is 58 and the oldest, 81. He has 48 grandchildren along with 30 great-grandchildren and numerous great-great-grandchildren. He provided the secret to a long life.
The secret is a blessing from God. Because if you obey the Lord, you will live the life that we expected to live to whatever the Lord says. If you live the life according to the Lord, you will live 100 and over.
As it relates to food that should be eaten to remain healthy, Walker also had some advice.
When you come in the line of food, anything.
Apart from a slight difficulty in hearing, Walker has no known ailments and even helps around in the home.
What is I able I do? I do. Sleep, walk, do anything in the house. Also, or even in the background if I can read it. Daily basis, well, on daily basis, anything what I feel to do, I do. If my wife have plenty work to do, I help her to do it. And do it. Anybody we see, danger, strange place, if they got something to live, and they want a hand, I give them a hand. Once I feel myself that I can do it, I will do it.
Walker had 7 of his 9 children who were alive to share the special day with him on Friday. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Sunday, July 14th, 2024 at 23 hours 50 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 9 hours 30 on Sunday, July 14th, 2024, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
And now the local stock exchange market compliments of Gassy. Hinkson, Austin strike goal at SA Championships. This and more coming up in the Sportscast, sponsored by McCorp.
Need quality electrical or hardware supplies for domestic, commercial, and industrial usage? Visit SPR Enterprise. We stock a wide variety of tools, transformers, connectors, cables, line hardware, and control products at competitive prices. Check us out for brands such as Square D, Eaton, Fluke, Klein, and 3M. We are located at 45 Brick Dam, Georgetown, or call us on 223-5699, 223-5687, or WhatsApp 639-7193. SPR Enterprise, your single source for quality electrical products.
Gold mining can be expensive if you don't have the right tools. Mining requires engines that can pump high volumes of water and slurry, the most tried and tested of which are Doots engines. Doots engines are among the most reliable in the world. Where can you get them? At your #1 industrial solutions provider, Sylvies. We have them in 2 to 6 cylinders, ranging from 23 horsepower to 80 horsepower. Most miners use Doots engines because they're lightweight, use less fuel, and require less maintenance because they are air-cooled. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets, Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo. Oh, yeah.